Can Renault repeat the Duster's success with the new Lodgy MPV? And it's the Off-Road Awards, a first for the Indian market, a CNB special.
Hi folks, and welcome to a brand new episode of CNB. I'm Vinayak Partnkar, and you can see that we're inside a car plant. This is one that I've been wanting to bring you to for quite some time. It first opened way back in 2007, and that is the last time both you and I were in here. Alright, no more riddles. You can tell from the cars, it is Maruti Suzuki and it is Manesar, the plant that is the newer setup as compared to the Gurgaon facility for Maruti. And we're inside what's called Plant A here. It produces about 900 cars a day, but Manesar in total produces 2,800 cars a day, and that's because there are of course two other plants as well. But we're going to focus our energies in here because the most latest product from Maruti, the new facelifted Swift Desire as well as the Ciaz, roll out of this particular plant. So well, we're going to show you glimpses of that and the production cycles as well as some of the facilities here at Manesar. But besides that, we of course have a new car for you as well. You want to know what it is? It is the review of the new MPV from Renault. Ameya Naik brings you the review of the Lodgy.
Yes, Renault has sold over 1 lakh of these. The Duster has been the French car maker's singular hit in India, but it hasn't hit the bullseye with that, or that. So even as the market leaders plan models to catch up with the Duster, Renault itself is hoping to gain some ground in the MPV segment with this. Renault's answer to the popular Maruti Suzuki Ertiga, Honda Mobilio, and to some extent the Toyota Innova is the Lodgy. Yes, that's the name.
Well, this is the Lodgy, and Renault India and I don't know why it's called that. But this is the one that is going to drive the volumes for Renault in India. Basically do what Duster did for them.
The Lodgy looks a bit boxy, and maybe that does help it look a bit larger than it is. The styling overall is old school, but the chrome strips on the nose and the big Renault logo add a bit of character. The Lodgy is based on the same platform as the Duster and is 4,498 mm long and is 1,751 mm wide. It's the wheelbase of the car that is the biggest in the segment at 2,810 mm. And that comparison certainly makes the Lodgy seem like a strong contender, eh? The Lodgy has 3-row seating and also a 7 or 8-seat configuration option. We had the 7-seater with a 2+2+3 combination. So ideally there is a lot of room, but that depends on your height too. If you're 5 foot 8 to 10 inches tall, it is absolutely spacious. But a big bloke like Ameya, you will have some problems getting comfortable. The 3rd row too is a bit cramped for tall chaps, but compares reasonably well with the rivals. And then there's the boot space on offer.
Now there are a lot of MPVs in the market which the Lodgy will have to contend with, and the biggest problem it has is the boot space. Now it's got 207 litres with all the seats upright. Its major competition is going to be this one, the Toyota Innova, which has 300 litres of boot space. Now if you're carrying 8 people, you need to have space for their luggage as well, which this clearly does not have. In fact, even the Honda Mobilio has more boot space, 223 litres when compared to this one. So Renault, something needed to be done.
space was just one of Lodgy's USP. Renault's party trick is what's under the hood.
The Renault Lodgy gets the 1.5 litre K9K engine, and it will only be the diesel. There is no petrol in the offing. Now, there are two iterations of the diesel engine though. There's the 84 bhp, which is less powerful, and then there is the 109 bhp, which actually makes it the most powerful MPV in its segment. Now, it also comes with 5-speed manual transmission and 6-speed manual transmission. Now, according to Renault, it's all because of fuel efficiency, and it shows, ARAI figures show that it gives a fuel economy of 19 kilometers per litre, as well as 20 kilometers per litre, but Renault expect the car to give out more.
That's some claim now, isn't it? The car is fun to drive and feels compact even though it's big. There's all that power on offer with 240 Newton meters of torque from as low as 1,750 RPM, and that puts you in a state of deja vu. That feeling continues when you get into the cabin too. Parts like the air conditioning controls and vents, gear lever, dials, stalks, steering wheel, window stitches, and most of the buttons are taken straight out of the recent all-wheel drive version of the Duster. The cabin gets the base dual-tone treatment, and the glossy piano black center console with silver accents also adds to the premium feel of the car. It is only in the top-end variant that you get small tray tables that fold up from the back of the front seats, and each comes equipped with a cup holder. This top-spec RXZ comes with a good amount of equipment, and it even gets the touchscreen unit that the Duster had. There is also a roof-mounted air conditioning system which has been specially developed for India. There are dedicated air conditioning vents for the 2 rows at the rear. The French car manufacturer has made the car extremely logical on the inside. Yes, there is a lack of space for taller people, but what it doesn't lack in is the way it drives, which is better than its competition. Renault will launch the car next month. Expect prices to be between 8.5 to 11 lakh rupees.
So that's the Lodgy. It looks pretty promising, and I can tell you that there's a lot of curiosity around that vehicle. So it's good to have one more option in that space. Now, I want to quickly tell you about the new Swift Dzire. A very different kind of a face, because you've got the big chrome grille up front. The front bumper has changed shape, and there's this little bit of a swoop that comes in, and a very upmarket and a distinctly different headlamp cluster, which also helps separate it now more so from the hatch. So that is the new Swift Dzire, and we've been seeing a whole bunch of them over here. Most of them are white. That's the most popular color that it's sold in. Now, this is one part of any production plant that I always like to bring you to, because this is where the real magic happens. I mean, the body shell meets the powertrain, and it's called the marriage, and that's something that's always a little special. Now, remember that the Swift Dzire, nice color, and also the Ciaz, both have petrol and diesel options, and so both these engine options, everything, all of that happens right here at this one spot in Plant A. On that note, we're going to slip into a very short break. We have plenty more from here in Manesar and then some. Stay tuned. Welcome back to CNB. I am coming to you this week from Maruti's plant in Manesar, just outside of Delhi, and I get goosebumps even now. Every time any production plant that I'm in, that's my reaction. It's like a kid in a candy store. I've said that before. Now I'm inside the body shell of the Ciaz, as you can tell from the signature color of the car, the Dignity Brown as they call it. Pretty popular color, but of course on the Ciaz as well now it is white. That is doing really well. Now let's take you into a very special ceremony as well as a special jury meet for another set of awards. This is the Off-Road Awards, the first time ever that we had such a awards ceremony being held in India, conducted by Evo India magazine, and we were there as well, partnering the event. Very happy to be a part of it. I was also on the jury. Here is the complete report, and of course the winners too.
The country's first off-road awards were held in Pune a few days ago. Organized by Evo India magazine and the brainchild of its editor Shirish Chandran, the awards are indeed different and perhaps the missing link in the awards season in India. When you think of off-road, you think of these mighty SUVs. But the awards also covered other categories like bikes, ATVs, and yes, even this.
Now when you talk about off-roading awards, the whole point is that it's not just a focus on all the SUVs that you see here, and by the way there are a whole bunch of SUVs here, but it's also vehicles like this. It's completely out there. The whole point is that you also have bikes that can go off-roading. You have something like this, you have pickup trucks, and there's of course two-wheel drives, four-wheel drives. The jury this year, being the first edition of the awards, also gets a go at a whole bunch of different kinds of vehicles, because it's pretty much everything that's already in the market. It's not restricted by just this calendar year's launches, which is why you see so many different kinds of vehicles here and so many nominees for us to have fun with.
Yes, the Evo team figured we shouldn't be restricted by the calendar year. On the jury were rally legend and multiple INRC winner Hari Singh, current Indian rally champ Gaurav Gill, Asia's only certified off-road trainer Tejas Kothari, owner of India's only full-fledged off-road accessory store Sean Parmeshwar, and from Evo India, Shirish Chandran, Bairam Godrej, and Usef Chako. The godfather of Jeeps in India, Uday Bhan Singh, and CNB's Siddharth Vinayak Patankar. The jurors were happy to have a fairly technical and hard off-road course laid out for them, and soon all the contenders were taken out one by one. The obvious ones like the four-wheel drive Fortuner and the Mahindra Thar were managing with ease. Others like the Gurkha 2 and soft-roaders like the Q3 or Yeti also showed off their capability.
Alright, now you know exactly the kind of fun we've been having. If the SUVs weren't showing it to you, well, you really got to see the hardcore, gritty side of things right here with this Polaris. So going off-road is of course mad, insane fun, and the idea behind it has also got to be a little bit mad, and that's why I want to get you the backstory by talking with Shirish Chandran. Good to see you, Shirish.
Good to see you, Siddharth.
And it's been a blast. I mean, of course we're not done yet, but take a quick pit stop and get this understanding from you. Where did the idea come from to just have a very specific, focused event on off-roading?
It came from feedback from our readers. We did these two off-road supplements and people liked it so much, and the stories were also interesting because off-roading is all about adventure, going to offbeat places. So they all said, why don't we do an event where everybody can come and participate? So not just restricted to say Mahindra or Force or Maruti, but everybody comes, everybody brings all sorts of Jeeps and they just have a blast. So the idea is to create something that's a little serious in terms of the track, also have experts here. So they can tell people that, okay, you're doing this right and you're doing this wrong. So they go back with a little more understanding of the vehicles, little more understanding of what they can do, what they can't do, also compare a few cars, but mainly bring together the entire community. It's a community building initiative because all these are passion driven communities. They're all passionate about the vehicles. Some of these SUVs, they spend a mad amount of money on it and they come and they thrash it. Like some of the stuff that they're doing, the gypsies, those wheelies and all, that's crazy. Yeah. And they actually go out and have fun. So the idea is to bring all these mad, passionate enthusiasts, bring them together in a festival of off-roading.
It's a great space you've got as well. I mean, we're in the city, so it's not like we've had to go out, which is amazing. The awards as well. I mean, that's again a very different kind of an initiative from you. What's interesting is that being the first year of your awards, we've got all the vehicles here. I mean, so it's an eye opener to see that there are so many.
Yeah, we've got
4x4s
30 SUVs here,
off-roaders,
and that's not it. There's some more. So we couldn't get all of them over here because then we'd run out of space to park them.
You got your AMGs and you got things like that as well.
Yeah.
Great. Happy to be here and
Pleasure
look
having you
forward
here.
to the rest of the day as well as the evening.
Thanks, Siddharth.
As Sirish said, the idea was to also invite anyone with an SUV fetish to bring their car and run the course. More on that soon on CNB Bazaar Buzz. But we want to get on with the main event. The same evening, the jury's votes were compiled and announced, and here we go.
The Toyota Fortuner.
The SUV winner was the Toyota Fortuner,
The Yeti from Skoda.
with the Skoda Yeti taking compact SUV
Hyundai Santa Fe.
and the Hyundai Santa Fe going home with the soft-loader win.
And well, the award goes to the Audi Q3.
Compact luxury off-roader was the Audi Q3, while the premium luxury SUV went to the BMW X3.
And the award goes to the BMW X3.
The full-size luxury SUV award was snapped up by the mighty Range Rover.
One of my favorites, the Range Rover.
Performance SUV was not a surprise, the Mercedes-Benz ML63 AMG.
The very strong Mercedes ML63 AMG.
And now to the bike space, where our NDTV premium bike winner also snapped up off-road bike of the year, the Triumph Tiger Explorer. There were other winners from Isuzu, Polaris and Force, and recognition for the motorsport teams like Mahindra Racing and TVS Racing. And finally, the off-roader of the year.
Mahindra Thar.
The big one was Mahindra Thar. Pretty much a unanimous choice for its capability and its sturdy, tough frame.
Very happy to have been part of India's first off-road awards. Please react to that. And in fact, I can tell you that it wasn't just about the award ceremony or the jury meet. We also had a whole lot of
Automobile enthusiasts.
specifically SUV enthusiasts showing up along with their own cars as part of Jeep clubs from different parts and having quite a blast there as well. So you'll get to see more of some of what we did while we were there in Pune on CNB Bazaar Buzz this Thursday at 8:30 p.m. on NDTV Prime.
Do add to your calendar a very special interview with Mr. George Wang and Mr. Shirish Kulkarni of DSK Benelli as they enter the Indian market with 5 new motorcycles. 25th March, 6:30 p.m. on NDTV Prime.
I also hope you've enjoyed the little glimpse of the Maruti plant here at Manesar that we brought you today. You can see some of the products that are made at the plant nicely lined up here just for us. Please react to this as well. And in fact, I want to tell you that in a couple of weeks from now, we'll also have a little bit more for you from the plant here. What we will be focusing on is just how Maruti Suzuki has been able to enhance fuel efficiency very consistently on all its existing products as well, especially in the last 1 year, something that we recognized at our annual awards. It was the NDTV Green category winner, and we'll tell you just why and how the company has been able to achieve that. That's a special report in a couple of weeks' time as well. Right, so with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Please react to the show, tell us what you'd like to see, and please wear your seatbelts, please wear your helmets. Bye-bye.